Pokemon has Pikachu. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has Yugi. Bakugan has, whoever that is. But who or what does Magic the Gathering have? The best answer are the Planeswalkers. Obviously not household names like Pikachu or the Blue Eyes White Dragon. But ever since their debut on Lorwyn in 2007, the Planeswalkers have been some of the main driving forces in Magic's storyline, even being a main selling point as often being chase cards from the sets or being used as promotional material. This is especially true with the Avengers-styled group, the Gatewatch. And like the Avengers, while the Gatewatch originally composed of Gideon, Chandra, Jace, Nissa, and Liliana, more members have been added over time. I consider myself in the middle of how knowledgeable I am on Magic's story. While I always have a pretty good grasp on what is happening at the macro level, I can only tell you so much about specific story beats of specific characters. It's not that I don't want to know more, but Wizards of the Coast have gone crazy on the number of legendary creatures lately, creating tons of side stories, making it very hard to tell which stories are actually important or not. To give Wizards of the Coast some credit where credit is due, the last couple years, they've basically made all of the stories available for free on their website, which is obviously a huge step in the right direction. But why do they not share these around more? Why do we have to dig around to find details in the story? Admittedly, Magic's story is long, convoluted, and confusing at times. Over the last 30 years in the game's existence, the story spans thousands of years, across dozens of universes, and involves hundreds of characters. However, Magic's lore is rich and wonderful. The worlds are expansive and ripe for exploration, a lot of the characters are layered, but relatable. Each story arc speaks to the human condition and contrasts the very classic good versus evil narrative that has been fundamental to our storytelling ever since the dawn of our species. Magic's story not only deserves to be told, but deserves to be enjoyed and easily accessible to the masses. To harken back to the intro of this video, I think the easiest solution to the problem would be make a Magic the Gathering TV show. With 30 years of influence to draw from, long-form storytelling would be a great way to flesh out the world. We've actually been teased about this the last couple of years. Supposedly, there's been a Netflix original series in the works. Unfortunately, the project has been passed around between writers and animation studios so many times that it is still far away. While movies and shows that end up in similar positions often never get finished, I'm not ready to give up hope yet. As of last fall, we got more updates on casting and characters. At the end of the day, I don't want it to be rushed. This might be the only time Magic gets a chance to make a show, so we should want them to take their time and make it the best it can be. But there's not much we can do about the Netflix show in the meantime, so what does that mean for Magic's story? Well, to get back to Planeswalkers, the story should make us care about these characters. Besides the story being complex and there being so many characters nowadays, I think it becomes even harder to care about them due to something that happened in the newest standard legal set, Phyrexia All Will Be One. I'm talking about completed or corrupted Planeswalkers. We saw this first with Tamiyo in Kamigawa Neon Dynasty and Ajani in Dominaria United, but even more got the treatment in Phyrexia All Will Be One. From a flavor and gameplay perspective, I actually like these cards a lot. However, let's look at some of the choices they made at which Planeswalkers they completed. Nissa, Ajani, Jace, members of the Gatewatch. Now, I think most people would agree that risks should be taken to make threats feel more real. However, we have to keep some main characters alive in order to know who to root for and who to stay emotionally invested in. Insult to injury after Gideon's death in War of the Spark and Liliana starting to get rotated out of the story spotlight. Of course, we could do what comics and movies have done for centuries and find a way to bring these characters back, but that created a new problem of nothing feeling like a real threat. Maybe Wizards of the Coast think they can rotate the Gatewatch members out the same way that the Avengers do, but Magic is not on the same level as Marvel. Even then, Marvel's popularity has been on a steep decline in the last couple of years, in part because they're pushing away characters we've become attached to and trying to force us to care about new characters that we didn't sign up for. As we try to bring this video to a close, I still think we can look to Marvel for inspiration to push Magic's story in a positive direction. Marvel has Kevin Feige, who oversees all of the stories and helps coordinate how everything connects, mostly in a successful way. I think Magic needs someone to do a similar job. This would help keep things more organized and consistent. I'm scared that Wizards wouldn't want to put the time, money, and effort into something like this as they head into doing more Universes Beyond products, dipping their toes into other intellectual properties. However, I don't think it's too late. Magic's own IP is cool and worth capitalizing on. If done correctly, I think it would help Magic grow, make more money, and make people care about these characters more. But what do you guys think about all of this? Did I leave anything out? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe for more Magic-related content, and I'll see you guys later.